When you're forced to take a break from something that you love doing, it can feel like you're losing a piece of yourself. I had to take a month off from my ritual work because of logistical challenges, but I'm so happy to be back to share with you the magic and the beauty of my craft. Today, I want to talk about coconuts and witchcraft. How is it possible that coconuts, Africa, and my spell work have anything in common? Just a bit of background, I have been traveling full time for almost a year now. Right now, I am in a little town called Tofo, spelled Tofo, which is on the southeastern edge of Mozambique. Mozambique is a beautiful country in southern Africa. It borders South Africa, Tanzania, and Zimbabwe. So much of what I do relies on me finding the right shooting conditions and resources once I land in a new country, because so much of my spells that I do is inspired by the places that I go. Tofo, while it is an amazing place where I feel safe, it is an extremely small village. There's no delivery to deliver food. They have one supermarket, and the supermarket that they have is extremely small, and they run out of supplies very often. So it's just these unexpected difficulties. Also, it's been extremely hot. I'm blessed that today is a calm, quiet day, but it's been extremely hot. So hot that all I can do is just lay around and sweat. I haven't had any energy to do much of anything. So it's really been challenging in a different way. Like, in some ways I feel safe, but materialistically I feel a little bit more challenged because I just don't have the access to all the products that I'm used to. And that's made it really difficult to try to figure out, like, how do I come up with a ritual? Like, how do I create a ritual when there's no guarantee on the products that I do have available? There's no herb shops. It's just harder to find the things that I usually use for my spells. So I had to really use the land around me and the free resources that were available as the building block for the ritual. And that's where I came up with using coconuts. The coconut is an abundant resource in Tofo. Coconuts literally line the streets, well, the roads, the sandy roads that lead into town and all around the area. The trees stand tall and strong, holding small bundles around the size of your head beneath each of their branches, and the branches are quite large as well. They look tiny from a distance, but they're actually about the size of a person, so they're quite big and hefty. Elementally, coconuts are very watery, are part of the water element. I consider them a water dominant fruit. They are feminine, they are nurturing, they act kind of like a womb because within them they have their pulp, which is very similar to the uterine lining that holds a baby. The meat of the coconut actually gets thicker the older and more mature the coconut is, which is very similar to the way a woman's uterine lining gets thicker the further along they are in their cycle. And then within them they have their liquid, their coconut water, which is very nourishing and resembles to me kind of I've never had a baby, but like that, the womb sac, that holds the fetus and nurtures it. The lifeblood that keeps the baby alive. A coconut is very much like that. The coconut itself is encased in a very hard shell that's very difficult to crack. You need a machete to bust it open. It's not something you could easily peel open. So that also is that fierce protective mother, strong boundaries, but also this beauty and this nurturing within. Like, to me, that embodies the coconut. Coconuts also thrive in the shade, even though they are tropical plants. They do need shade to grow and thrive. They dry out in the sun. And anything that kind of requires that darkness has a very strong feminine element. The coconut has amazing anti-inflammatory property that can get rid of rashes and fungi, these foreign agents that can invade the body. So again, that protective element coming in really strong, and this ability to maintain a purity and to keep things around it in a pure, stable state. If you need to ward off any negative influences in your life, if you need to get healthy, if you need to feel safe within your body, your mind, and your energy, working with coconuts are an amazing avenue through which you can do that. I found since being in Tofo and interacting and being surrounded by these coconuts, I do feel a deeper sense of safety. I go to bed with my door open, unlocked, I don't have to worry about robberies in the night. I can go swimming at midnight. It's not like South Africa where I was before, where walking alone at night, I almost got mugged twice. So it's been really nice to be able to reset in safety, to have the beach so close by, to be able to just to be surrounded by the feminine and the plants, the trees, the ocean, and coconuts. For me, the coconut is the perfect fruit to use for this because it's so feminine and such a representation of the divine feminine in every way. So to prepare the coconut for the ritual, I have to actually open it, and boy was it a challenge. I was so uncomfortable wielding that machete. I almost blinded myself, but here we go, we got it open. I drank the inside, and now it's time to bust it in half, and I actually needed to ask for help for this part. I didn't get it myself. The inside wasn't so meaty, but that's good because we are using it for the ritual mostly. So I ate what was left of the inside, scooped out the interior, and now we have a beautiful shell ready and prepped for the ritual. Another plants that I used was passion fruit. The passion fruit is one of my favorite fruits, so it's amazing to just have it right from the plant. For those of you who haven't had a passion fruit, I'm sorry, it's delicious. They don't have them often in America, and if they do, they taste like crap because they're shipped from overseas. There's a passion fruit tree behind me here. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I'll zoom in. They have little passion fruits hanging off of this plant right here. And when they become ripe, they fall to the ground. Passion fruits can be yellow or purple, but these turn yellow when ripe and they're green when they're unripe, which I think is amazing because yellow, they turn bright yellow, the color of the sun, which I thought was beautiful. So we have this coconut, which represents the divine feminine essence. And then we have this beautiful, bright yellow, sunny, like kind of yang, like masculine passion fruit, even though the passion fruit is kind of a very balanced fruit. I consider it both masculine and feminine because inside it also has those watery seeds inside of it. Passion fruits are a fiery fruit. They grow in the bright sunlight. They thrive off the sunlight, and they're giving, even though they have such a watery essence inside of them, they're exuding like a fiery solar plexus chakra activation, which I thought was amazing to compare that with the beautiful sacral energies of the coconut. So now I'm creating a grid with my passion fruit and my coconut. It's worth noting that the prep for both of these fruits were basically the same. I had to bust them open or cut them open, eat the insides, and then scoop out what was left of the interior to kind of get a nice shell. So for me, that just symbolizes how much these fruits complement each other energetically. But I really love the dichotomy between the solar energy of the passion fruit and the lunar energy of the coconut. And I basically ended up creating what looks like a tribal sun. There were also 2 seashells lying on the table that I was working on, so I just decided to add those into the ritual. These seashells represent the firmament, like in the Bible, the firmament above and the firmament below, so ocean energy and cosmic energy. This ritual is about a coming home to me, about eliminating any obstacles, limiting beliefs, lies that I've been told as a child or in adulthood that block me from realizing my greatness and my love for self. And it's really just a homecoming. That's really what the ritual is designed to do and what it's designed to inspire. I made a choice to use a black candle, which represents regeneration and rebirth, as well as a dark black goddess. Also, just as a side note, there were a lot of ants crawling around. I can't do anything about them, so I just decided to invite the ant spirit to be here. The ants symbolize resiliency, community, and a strong work ethic. And at this point, I was actually interrupted. I made a miscalculation. There were some people like moving in right next to where I was filming, so I had to tear down the entire ritual, move it to my little patio space, which worked a lot better because it was more private, and I felt like there's better energies here. There's not as much traffic, like people traffic, but that was really frustrating. So I set everything up all over again to the best of my ability. No shells this time, but their energy is still very much here. It's taken me between the lighting and the heat and all the people kind of just around. It's made it really hard to film the ritual as well. So I mentioned that just to say that I've definitely had obstacles, not just in finding materials, but in filming. And now I'm being attacked by mosquitoes. So doing it, having these types of obstacles while I'm doing this particular type of ritual, which is about coming home to self and eliminating any blockages to that, was really symbolic, because it's just like when you are trying to be on your self-love journey, there just seems to always be something coming up. There's always a distraction. And even if it's like no one is, I'm not mad at anyone, everyone is just living their life, doing their thing. And so that is another lesson for me, like to not take anything personally, because, it's not like anyone was deliberately trying to disrupt me. It was just like they're living their life and I'm living mine, and it collides and it gets disrupted. And I think that that's something important that all of us can remember. It's like a lot of people who may have hurt us or may have made us feel less than, or have been a distraction or whatever to our goals or our mission or self-love journey, aren't actively, some of them are actively trying to hurt you, but a lot of them are just doing the best they can with what they have. And you can have some level of compassion and respect for that, while also staying focused and making sure that nothing gets in the way of your ultimate goal and your dreams and your love for self. Because there's always going to be some other distraction coming up, whether it's TikTok, family, friends, drama, but it's always about refocusing back on you and doing the best that you can. And now that I finally have some privacy, I can actually start this ritual. Through divine love and gratitude, I come as a humble servant of divine love and will to ask for regeneration of my form through love, abundance, and oneness. Purge and clear any residual toxic energies that have harmed me or caused me to be separated from my true self. Through the light of the full moon and the beautiful divine feminine essence of coconut, passion fruit, and the holy waters of our oceans, may I be baptized and reborn again in love. And here I'm just adding a little bit of ocean water that I got that was charged with the full moon energies. Through grace, oneness, passion, and love. Through divine Mother Isis, through the great abundance, wellness, and wholeness, we now merge with the divine feminine essence of one through which we are. We ask her for you, through your grace and glory, to be with us as we return to who we are, get to know ourselves again, and welcome in the blank slate energies that this full moon brings. Let it illuminate our true selves, our true essence, and our true passions, the divine love, someone to be. As this candle lights, so may our rebirth into the Black Goddess of oneness, love, health, wholeness, and tranquility, our rebirth into ourselves, as we truly are, infinite and mysterious, be complete, so mote it be. My name is Erin Gabriella. I offer rituals, personalized rituals, if you would like them, on my website, eringabriella.com. I also offer Akashic record readings, and specifically magical Akashic record readings. So if you've ever wanted to know about your past lives as a witch, a warlock, or energy worker, anything like that, the magical Akashic record readings is great for you to learn about your past lives and really step up your mastery. Please like, share, subscribe if you like my content, and thank you so much.